to Face, the program
that frontally discusses
political and social issues in Nigeria. The weekly program brought to you on Wednesday by 6 p.m. Nigerian time, anchored by Prince Ewemade Concourse, powered by GCSDN.
Join us.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depends on the part of the continent for which you are joining us on this program today. I remain your humble brother, Prince Ewemade. Thank you once again. I'm here today to chook mouth for the matter that concerns the Nigerian police. I'm going to be moving between English and Pidgin English. Should Nigerian police officers be made to serve in their respective state? And I'll give my own opinion, and I also want to hear from you, the viewers, wherever you are watching from today. But before we continue, let's first of all say, give kudos to the Nigerian police force, as we have the first female commissioner of police, who is also from Edo State. This is what prompted this very topic today. I'm going to play a short video clip. Then I'm going to talk about the pros and the pros and the cons of having police officers serving in their respective states. So before we continue, let me just quickly put the video, then we'll come back. Yes.
I am CP Betty Enekme Isokma Otimeng, Commissioner of Police, Edo State Police Command. I have assumed office as the first female Commissioner of Police from Edo State. I'm here as one of your own to ensure that there's security in our environment, to make sure that this state is secured. No one can do it for us, we'll do it ourselves. And it's going to be a collective effort. You will do your part and I will do my part. And we are going to ensure that this state is going to be rid of all forms of criminalities and will bring it to the barest minimum. We are going to work together as a collective effort to bring peace and crime-free environment so that the environment will be good enough for people both in diaspora and in Nigeria to come back home and relax, for business to be able to thrive, for everyone to be able to sleep with their eyes closed. As we continue in the journey of policing of the state, we'll bring out things, strategies that will be.
Let me stop there for now so I don't bore you with too much of our conversation or speech rather. You see, she said, I am one of your own. I am one of your own, which means I am locally bred. I am part and parcel of the local community, because policing is a local thing. It's a community thing. That's why I said I'm going to give you the pros and the cons of, having a local representative. For example, DPOs are posted from the northern part of Nigeria to the southern part of Nigeria. DPOs are posted from the eastern part of Nigeria to the western part of Nigeria. This shouldn't be so. Policing is supposed to be local. It's a thing of the local. There's an advantage to it. There's also disadvantage to it. That's why I said I'll give you my own candid opinion with what I think, and also what I think the federal government needs to adopt. Because, for example, if you bring somebody from Nasarawa State to come and be a commissioner or a DPO in a terrain that he or she is not used to, for example, Edo State, that's my own place of birth. Edo State, for example. One, he doesn't know the local criminals in town. He doesn't know the people, the community people. He doesn't know nobody. It comes from a different religious background. It comes from a different upbringing. You send him to the south, to Edo State, precisely from Nasarawa to Edo State. What is he or she going to do? First of all, he has to try to get used to the system. He needs to know who are the bad people, who are the criminals in the society. He needs to get used to all these things. Those are some of the disadvantages. Unlike someone who is locally, there's a statement that this lady made. That was what prompted this very particular program today. She said, I am one of your own. I am one of you, because she is from Edo State. She is from Edo State. And she knows who and who. She knows those local thieves, those local gangsters, criminal, hoodlums. She knows them. So it will be easier for her to contain these people. Again, that also have a disadvantage, because I know you, and you know me. That's also the disadvantage around those areas. Well, some of the advantages, one second. Some of the advantages that some of the issues that we need to consider, when we are advocating for a local representative from the policing department, from the Nigerian police force. There's quite a lot of advantage. There's also a lot of disadvantage. Like I said, once again, I give kudos to the Nigerian police force for the fact that this is the first female commissioner of police. I'm not sure there's other police commissioner of police across the country. I'm not sure of that, because I didn't look into that. But however, this is the first commissioner of police in my state, Edo State. So, and I want to give kudos to them, and I hope she'll be able to set a lot of records straight. She'll be able to reduce the crime rate in Edo State to the barest minimum, if not eradicating criminal crime, which is impossible, because crime can never be eradicated from any society. As long as there's human, there will always be crime. So we cannot say categorically that she'll be able to eradicate crime in the society, but she'll be able to reduce it to the barest minimum. So some of the pros on local policing, better understanding of the local and the languages, which she comes into that office with a huge advantage, because she knows the language, the culture, she knows the language. Unlike someone from Nasarawa State, or from Kaduna or Katsina, or whatever the case may be, who is being sent to Edo State to come and be the DPO, or to come and be the commissioner of police. They're already at a disadvantage, because they don't know the culture of that place. They don't know the language. That's the disadvantage to them. But the advantage to this lady, the new commissioner of police, Betty, in Edo State, she comes into that opposition with the cultural know-how, with the language know-how. She already have that advantage. Strong community relationship and trust. People will trust her because they know she's from Edo State. She already have that. Automatically, she will develop that strong community trust. It's one of our own. She's from my state. That trust automatically. Easier intelligent gathering, which is the key point of policing. The key point of policing is to be able to gather intelligence. Police without intelligence is useless. If you don't have intelligence, you can't do anything. They are not witchy, they are not witchcraft, they are not witchcraft. They have to gather especially human intelligence, which she already have, which she already have the advantage of, and also more stable family lifestyle for the officer and their family, because she is in our own state, our own domain. Then now let's move quickly to the cons, which is the disadvantage. The other disadvantage is the cons. The risk of ethical, tribal bias and favorism. That's the disadvantage for someone who serve in their state. Risk of ethical, tribal bias and favorism. Because she's from that state, she's from our home state, she will favor our people over non-resident or non-indigenous of that state. Those are the disadvantage. Like I said, I'm going to explain the both advantage and disadvantage. And then in my conclusion, I will tell you my opinion. Potential corruption due to local connection. Yes, potential corruption due to local connection. Because she's local, there might be every tendency of being, corrupt, giving brown envelope, blue envelope, red, whatever envelope people decide to give. Then difficulty maintaining objectivity. That's one of the cons. One of the cons or disadvantage, of having a local representative. See the security risk from criminal element, knowing officer family. That's also a very big risk because they know the family of the officer, so she might also be at a very big risk. Then reduce national unity and cohesion in force. Those are the cons of having a local breed officers. However, the advantage for me supersede the disadvantage. If you have, like I said, she comes in, she already knows the culture, she already knows the language. She doesn't need to learn any of this. She doesn't need interpreter to interpret for her. When it comes to people who cannot speak English, that only speak the native language, the native languages of that particular state. So that's a disadvantage to her. Thereby asking someone who is from that place to start translating. The person might add to the translation or take out of the translation. So that's another thing. So then again, she already understands, she already have that strong community ties, which I also stated as part of the pros. She already have that community ties, and easier for her to gather intelligence through our people and our local community. So for me, I think the Nigerian police force should look into deploying officers from their own region, because you bring somebody from the north, for example, who is a Muslim, down to the south, who come from different background. Everything about them in the north is different from people in the south. Or somebody from Kaduna, somebody from Delta or Edo State or Ondo State. It's their culture is differ from each other. Their languages is also differ. Yes, we all speak the national language, which is English and Pidgin English. But it's not everybody that can speak Pidgin English. It's not everybody that can speak Pidgin English. So I think the Nigerian police force needs to look into all this proper, instead of sending somebody from the north to the south. When they come to the south, most especially, from my own experience, most officers in the north, they fear their God, which is Allah, and they hardly take bribe in the north. That's my understanding. They hardly take bribe from their people because they believe their people are poor, they don't have the money, so they hardly take bribe. But once being posted to the southern part of Nigeria, precisely like Edo State, for example, Lagos State, you see these people that refuse bribe or they doesn't take bribe in their state, they will start taking bribe once they come to the south. Why they do this, I have no answer. The police officer themselves have answers to that. So I think the federal government, the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, should, and also the Police Service Commission should also look into all these areas, so that when posting anybody to any state, post them to their state. Post them to their state of origin. Let them be the DPO of their own state, the DPO of their own local community, the commissioner of police in their own local community, so that their people are already used to them. Their language, there's no language barrier, and they'll be able to reduce crime, not eliminate crime, but be able to control crime to the barest minimum, which I believe is the right thing to be done, which I believe should be in the interest of every Nigerian citizens. Allow people from their own state to be the DPO, the DCO, the area commander, the commissioner of police, whatever offices that any of these people hold when they've been transferred from one state to another. But however, that doesn't stop them from having a mixture of people around other positions. But the key position in the state, which is the CP, which is Commissioner of Police, should be headed by someone from that particular state, which I believe, in my own opinion, make perfect sense. Because They're like the new commission, newly appointed commissioner of police in Edo State mentioned on that video. She said, "I am one of your own. I am one of your own." I'm going to press the play button again so we can hear every single word that came out from the mouth of that lady, that the newly appointed commissioner of police. So just hold on a minute. I'm going to put that back again.
Be useful to every one of us. And we're going to ensure that this state will become a state that is in the limelight.
If you are just joining us, I'm going to replay it so you can hear from the beginning again.
Isokma Otimeng, Commissioner of Police, Edo State Police Command. I have assumed office as the first female Commissioner of Police from Edo State. I'm here as one of your own to ensure that there's security in our environment, to make sure that this state is secured. No one can do it for us, we'll do it ourselves. And it's going to be a collective effort. You will do your part and I will do my part. And we are going to ensure that this state is going to be rid of all forms of criminalities and will bring it to the barest minimum. We are going to work together as a collective effort to bring peace and crime-free environment so that the environment will be good enough for people both in diaspora and in Nigeria to come back home and relax, for business to be able to thrive, for everyone to be able to sleep with their eyes closed. As we continue in the journey of policing of the state, we'll bring out things, strategies that will be useful to every one of us. And we're going to ensure that this state will become a state that is in the limelight of the country, a place that everyone will say, Edo State, let us go home, let us go for tourism, let us go for business, because they'll be sure of the safe environment. We're going to give you a safe environment. Policing is all about you and me. See something, say something. Policing is all about information and informant. By the time you give us information, we'll be able to get a clean and a better environment. Anything you tell us, any information you give to us will be treated in confidentiality. Your identity will not be made known. The numbers of the DPOs, as we move on, will be forwarded to every one of you. There will be flyers that all the DPOs and tactical teams in your area, you will get to know them. That when anything is happening, you will call them directly. Extortion will be a thing of the past. Extortion is not going to be allowed in this environment. The Inspector General of Police has made it known to every citizen that searching of your phones, unnecessary checking will not be allowed. You will not be treated without dignity. Human rights will be fully ensured. And we're going to make sure that the environment is clean. The environment is rid of crimes. We're also going to make sure that the treatment, if you are not well treated, if you believe that you have been manhandled, we'll give out numbers that you can reach.
Yes, thank you so much again. If you are just joining us, you just heard what the newly appointed Commissioner of Police, Betty Isokma from Edo State, just heard what she said. I am one of your own. She's local, and I believe a weight of experience, also being a local indigene and also being an indigene of that state, she'll be able to, reduce the crime rate of Edo State to the barest minimum. So for me, I believe that having a mixed experience of state policing, the mixed experience of state policing globally suggested hybrid approach may work better, having both local and non-local officers serving together. So if we can have both local and not local serving together, but the key position, which is the office of the CP, should be for someone that is local, that is from that particular state. That way, this will maintain the professionalism while leveraging the local languages, the local language and the knowledge of their people. The key, they also establish oversight and regular rotation of policing, also prevent corruption. Like we all know that corruption is one of the biggest things in the Nigerian policing system. Corruption. Number one problem with the police is corruption. Number two is corruption. Number three is corruption. Number four is corruption. If you want to name the list of problems with the policing, Nigerian policing system, from 1 to 10, they're all corruption at the number 1 up to 10. So for me, I encourage the government to look into some of these issues pertaining to deployment of officers across the country. Let those who are from their state serve as the commissioner of police. Yes, they can be mixed. Have a DPO from a different state, maybe a nearby state. Like for example, DPO can come from Delta to become a DPO in Edo State in different division. Edo State can be sent to Delta State. Not sending somebody from Nasarawa, from Kano, from Katsina, all the way down to the south. Allow the southern police or commissioner of police to stay in the north. Let them work with their people. And while you also allow those who are from the south, southwest, southeast, also work with their people. This is my humble suggestion, and I hope the government will do the needful and make a change. I want to thank you once again for being part of this program. It's just a quick 20-25 minutes program because I'm just the only one on the studio here today, but I just want to have a quick section on this particular issue of the Nigerian police officers serving in their respective states. So I want to thank you, and I hope by next week, same time, same place, I'll be able to bring you some other interesting topic that we might have to discuss about. Thank you, and God bless you.